Hey everyone, welcome to Chart Chronicles on Twitchy Tuesdays. Today we are delving into the Cancer new moon and continuing our journey underneath this new format. So, between Chart Chronicles and the Zodiac Spotlight, we're changing things up here on Twitchy Tuesday, where we are going to focus exclusively on lunations, stations, and ingresses. And this episode is here designed specifically to provide early insight into the transformative energies, not just of Cancer season, where we have this wonderful Cancer new moon sandwiched between two Capricorn full moons, but also what this moon is going to be bringing in and what's present, which we already have some cards pulled. We have creation showing up as well as the Four of Earth, the bedrock, the foundation of what we are creating and what we're doing. So join me. We are going to be going through this whole journey together, marking up the chart, taking a look at it, and really talking about these emotional healing and nurturing that is going to occur during this new moon. For those that are new to my channel, welcome. Welcome to the new format. This is very exciting, changing things up, getting things a little bit refreshed. And for those that have been here before, thank you for joining me again. I look forward to hearing any insights and any feedback that you have on the new format. Feel free to leave them in the comments, either on X or on YouTube. All right, Cancer new moon. Let's take a look and see what we have. So, finally playing around with my Paint 3D, I found a beautiful watercolor to use that allows me to mark up the chart, I think, a little bit clearer and a little bit better for everyone. So we're going to try that out today. So here is the Cancer new moon. It is happening. Look at that. I mean, right? Isn't it so much better? It's happening on July 5th, 2024, 5:57 p.m. Central Standard Time. As you can see, this is the glyph for Cancer right here. It is occurring at 17 degrees, 23 arc minutes of Cancer. New moons are always when the sun and the moon are in a conjunction together. So that's what you see right here. And this moon is opposing, so I am going to put that in orange right here. This beautiful planet. Oh, let's make this a little thicker for you. And I actually shouldn't say planet. This beautiful goddess asteroid down here in Capricorn, Cirrus, which is at 14 degrees, 26 arc minutes. So this is a pretty exact to the degree, maybe not to the arc minute, but to the degree opposition that we are seeing here. And I want to we'll talk about Cirrus, which is truly the highlight of this show, of this moon. There's a lot of other things going on as well. Let me come back here and just mark this right here for you. So we have this opposition. Boom. All right. So I want to just level set and bring us back down. We've got the Four of Earth here. Bring us back down to Earth, bring us back down to our foundations, bring us back down to the pillars that are truly leading us through this Cancer season. Because what I'm getting, this moon is a lot about the creation of things. Now, um, I love that in this card, there's this face. This will be very prevalent here in a second. But I want to take us back to where we started from. So we had Cancer season come in. And then the next day, we had our first Capricorn full moon. Now, you can go back to a past episode, take a look at that episode, get ingrained more if you missed that. But that first Capricorn full moon had the theme of have the courage to do what it takes to become what you are afraid of. So now that that moon has occurred, we're now 2 weeks into that. We're 2 weeks into Cancer season. We've done some thinking, some growing. Here we come up with this Cancer new moon to talk about and to anchor, to have this foundation begin to build these pillars up, but to anchor into the waters of higher inner wisdom. So that's why I love that there is this face that was kind of out here in the ether, is tapping into during this moon and really anchoring into that higher inner wisdom that is coming through. That's coming through to help with this foundation. So these two cards are going to be our overall themed cards, and we'll get more and deeper as we go along. Put those over here. All right, I did want to read. This is the Queen of the Moon Oracle book that I'm using for this creation. So I do just want to level set on what this creation, whatever messages might be coming in here. So let me pull this up. Here we go. You can create your own destiny. Be industrious. Every creature on earth creates. You should welcome the process of creation. Save money and time. Have a reserve. A mantra. I am a mighty creator creatrix. It is my birthright to create. There is a good reason for saying busy as a beaver, for the beaver is truly an industrious animal. We actually just had beaver energy come up in our last Twitchy Tuesday episode when I think we were talking about some of this. Not only do they create sophisticated architectural lodges, their semi submersible homes, but they change the course of rivers and waterways through the strategic damming. They create new environments for themselves and other animals. Like the beaver, we too can create with industriousness and vigor. Everyone is creative, not just those who are considered to be creative, such as artists, designers, musicians, and writers. We all can be encouraged to think more creatively, to solve problems outside of square solutions, to invent new ways, and to imaginatively break new trails. This moon is the moon of taking action. Our northern hemisphere ancestors at this time would be preparing for winter because this creation aligns with the beaver moon. They would be preserving food, preparing skins, gathering medicines, strengthening their homes if they were not nomadic, and preparing to move to better hunting grounds if they were. Anyone who didn't work hard at this time would likely suffer greatly for it when the winter came. The time to take action is now. Well, hello. Companion stone or metal, chrysoprase? Chrysoprase. All right. So that's the energy that we're dealing with. And I love that they brought in that ancestral piece of it because that is what we're truly anchoring into. So this Cancer new moon is all about anchoring into the waters of higher inner wisdom, the goddesses, which Ceres is here to help support that. Ancestral wisdom, spirit guide wisdom, anything and however that aligns with you, it is about tapping into that to help create this bedrock and this foundation where creativity can thrive. How do you become what you're afraid of? How do you change who you are? Um how do you level up? How do you create what is a desire in your heart in the physical form? Well, you have to change things. You have to listen. Like as the creation card said, this would be where our ancestors would begin to get their hearth and home ready for the changing of the season. So how do we need to get our hearth and home, this beautiful body that we have, ready to change to the next season, ready to take on the next adventure? How do you lay that foundation down in order for those things to happen? So the second Capricorn full moon, we'll get right back to the Cancer new moon, but this is part of a larger story. So in Cancer season, we are blessed enough to have those two full moons, which makes the second one a blue moon. So this Capricorn full moon, the second one that happens on, I believe, the 21st of July, um, that theme that came through very clearly was there is no other way but through. This part of you is healed. And that can be, in that second Capricorn full moon, which we'll do another chart chronicle on. What I do want to just let you know is present and why Sirius is such an important player in this moon is because Sirius will end up T-squaring the nodes during the second Capricorn full moon. So Sirius ain't going anywhere. She is present. She is ready and willing, the witch of air. She is ready and willing to work with you. She is ready and willing to um I mean, I think about air and I think about the ready and willing to move the water, ready and willing to pick up and bring things like from that air perspective. And air typically is the element, it aligns with the swords and the tarot. It talks about thoughts, it talks about this, but I am truly feeling this energy and what Sirius is able to bring and this flow of Cancer season is the air is about movement towards something. So it's the wind that fills the sails as a boat moves across the water. It's the wind that brings new insights and change into the world. And here we have this witch of air present with Cirrus to help guide that way, to help tap into that wisdom and how we create and how we move forward and how we do things. Because truly, there's no other way but through. And the Witch of Air also is that like this traditional medicine woman. Let's take a look because I have the book. This is from the Witch's Wisdom Tarot. Let's take a look at this Witch of Air. Let's see what we have. Ace, 2, 8, 10. Witch of Air. Whirling a bull roar to make the winds howl and blow. The Witch of Air spins her ecstatic enchantments into being. Amid the seeming tumult of sound and motion, her mind is clear. Her feathered cloak opens as she whirls, chanting visions into form. A lunar moth, a blossoming rose, a sigh of surrender, a starry night. Wings extend to encompass the world. The Witch of Air sings her spells to summon dreams into being. She is making magic. Her mind and heart are in harmony, and the song she sings is love. From a counsel perspective, what are your intentions for your life? Everything, ventures and adventures, inventions and works of art, begin with an idea, creation. What your mind can conceive, you bring into being, but you need to love what you envision. Love is the energy you need to give form to your intention, expression to your purpose, and to bring your dreams to life. What do you love? Receive. So let's talk about that message, especially with everything else that we're seeing here as it pertains to this moon in Cancer season. So, this Cancer season, the moon cycles are all pointing us not to the conjunction or the opposition of the sun and the moon. Like typically that's the thing, right? We see the moon, we don't see the moon. Um we talk about moons from that sun either opposition or conjunction to it. And this time around, this Cancer season, the moons aren't what's being poignantly highlighted here. It's more about what the sun and the moon are illuminating within its chart. So it's not about looking at the event, the Cancer new moon, but more about looking at what the event is bringing in. And this, again, was true for the first Capricorn moon. It's true for this one. It will be true for the second one. So think about as you work and you work with this witch of air, you work with this creativity, you work on these foundational items, that bedrock of your future is the word that keeps just cycling in the head. Um, think about instead of potentially doing your traditional moon ritual for this Cancer season, maybe do a Cirrus ritual or incorporate Cirrus into your moon ritual. It's time really to look broader. It's time to open this cloak and to create something new, bring that wind of something new into it with acute mental clarity. Open your eyes more, develop a larger sight of what you're looking for. You know, it's that saying where it's like level up, right? It's that saying like it's a difference between understanding the difference between a drop in the ocean and the whole ocean in a drop. That's what these moons, this Capricorn, Cancer, Capricorn moon, that's what this cycle is bringing in. It's bringing in that larger line of sight, that larger vision. And that is thanks to this Cirrus component right down here. So Cirrus is the most striking part about this. And then to look at the second Capricorn full moon and see how she aligns in there is also very striking. And we've got a lot of stuff here. Like there's a rectangle present, there's a grand what are we here? Air trine present or working its way to presence. There's a lot of stuff that's happening here, but Cirrus is the most striking component in all of this. Whoa. All right. Well, we got three cards that came out. Most striking component. Boom, let's fly. We have the Nine of Fire, pomegranates. Oh, and it looks like blackberries too and little ladybugs. We have the Eight of Fire, the little monkey energy here. Baboons, maybe? I think those are baboons. And a Two of Water with otter. All right. So Cirrus, Cirrus is truly, this is a lot of water right here. So we've got all of this water in Cancer. We've got all of this water. I feel like I should be doing that in blue. Let's do this here. We've got all of this water right here in Cancer. We've got all of this water here over in Pisces. These retrogrades between Saturn and Neptune are still strong. They're still in the presence. They're still, I mean, they're within that 10 degrees of each other and they're going to be moving together. So this is strong energy, that water energy that is present. And we are just like, here we go. We also have Pallas Athene, who is still retrograde in Scorpio at this time, at this moon. So Sirius, from that Capricornian perspective, here's where these fires are going to come in, is truly helping us in that grounding, anchoring us into the waters of higher inner wisdom. So here, if we looked at these, right? So we've got this air, here's this wind, here's bringing things in. And then on the other side of it, we have the Two of Water representing here this water energy. And in all of this understanding and all of this divine timing, here comes Cirrus with her nurturing presence. How do you get all of these things to bloom and harvest and bring forth in their deliciousness? Like all of these fruits are very delicious. You have to harvest them. You have to nurture them. You have to grow them. That's what the ladybug is doing in here, nurturing and loving and growing and creating. It's about, Cirrus brings in that mothering aspect. And while in Capricorn, it's the, all right, I love you. So I'm going to tell you the truth. And I'm going to tell you how like where you went wrong on climbing this mountain or where you still need to go to get there. I'm going to give you that boost that you need to make it to the top. There's a lot of nourishment and care that Ceres brings in. Look at this. Look at this family. This is mothering, nourishment, care, nurturing, developing, growing, spending time with, loving on. And it's all here. It's that desire to do so. These are fire energies. So it is the desire to do so. It's the desire to be around family. It's the desire to nurture yourself and self love. That creation just talked about love. And what do you love? It's about nurturing the foundation of where we're at and where we're growing from. nurturing like the bees, nurturing the ground around you so that way you can thrive in it. So care, we talked in that Capricorn full moon about having the courage to become what you're afraid of. Well, here's Cirrus now that can help you care for that courage. Care for the courage that we're developing to become what we're afraid of. Layer on that mothering wisdom, the wisdom here that the Witch of Air can bring in, the wisdom of nature and how things grow, the wisdom of family and, understanding that higher ancestral wisdom. Look at the nurturing. I didn't even get to this one. The nurturing and love of the otters in their home and how they grow their young and teach their young to do different things. So let's see, where was I? Okay, so care for the courage to become what we're afraid of. Our highest ambitions and our responsibilities. They need nurturance. How do we provide for ourselves and others? How and what do we provide? What is your role in your family structure? What is your role in other structures with others? So that could be work, social clubs, your home, maybe you've got an extended home, your spouse's or partner's home. What is your role within all of that? And how do you balance those roles and play those roles out? How do we ensure as we're providing for ourselves, providing for others, that our nurturing efforts in our own dreams and desires are sustainable and built on solid ground? So when I have these laying down, this creation card is on top of this Four of Earth. This this is the most important thing right here. This is the opposition. Creation, the sun and the moon in Cancer conjunct, opposing this Four of Earth, Sirius in Capricorn. How can you ensure that your efforts, your desires, your creations can be sustained and built on solid ground? The bedrock of who you are becoming. So, this truly is level up time. This is not this Witch of Air. It's not just about twirling wherever. It's not just about jumping into things willy nilly. It's not just about jumping into this Two of Water wherever the hell you feel like it. Doesn't matter. It's not just about bringing anybody to the party and bringing everybody into your desires, everybody into your creation. It's not about bringing in, you in this card with the ladybugs. Ladybugs are chosen for a very specific purpose in the nurturing and growth of fruits and other, vegetables, other herbs, etc. They have a very particular purpose, and you bring them in at a particular moment within the growth cycle. So it's not about jumping into things willy nilly anymore. There is more that is required in this version of you than in past versions of you. Past versions of you may have seen this totally differently and approached this totally differently. That's great. New version of you, there's more that's required. So that will become even more visible during the second Capricorn full moon. So the other piece and how this is coming about is going to be further emphasized. Let me get a different color blue here. So the sun and the moon, once the moon is done, the sun and the moon will move on. And what you will see, where's our friend Saturn? Oh my gosh, there it is. What you will see is the sun and the moon are going to start to make this trine. It's weak here, but it will become exact with Saturn in retrograde in Pisces. So here we have even more so these foundations being emphasized as that exact trine comes into fruition. The other piece that we have, and let me take away that, will be Mercury. So here is Mercury in Leo. Let me get some red for this Leo. Here is Mercury in Leo. Actually, we're gonna take away all of this. Boom. Here is this Mercury in Leo. So Mercury in Leo is moving away. You see here he has an opposition himself going on with Pluto in Aquarius right down here. It's 4 degrees. He is moving away from it, but that energy is also going to be present during this moon. And what is wonderful is he is moving into this sextile with our great friend Jupiter in Gemini. So he's playing both sides of that party. He's playing the side of, okay, here I am. I'm just getting done with this opposition to Pluto. I personally love them. You can go check out episode 70. I just talked about it in that episode. Um, but now I'm budding and building into this sextile with Jupiter in Gemini. And that's a great time as he's playing both of these and kind of sits in the middle of both of them to weigh out options, to lessen your skepticism, move a little bit more into that optimism that you're looking for, understand what can work, understand and hear and acknowledge and quiet your inner saboteur who is trying to keep you where you are. The air is here. The wind is here. The wind is moving things. Air is moving things here. You can't stay where you're at. In fact, what did I say about this Capricorn, the second Capricorn full moon? There is no other way but through. This part of you is healed. Whatever that wound, that witch wound is, since we are dealing with the goddesses, we do have the witch of air here. Whatever that is, the inner saboteur is wanting you to stay where you're at. So this play with Mercury during this moon between Pluto and Jupiter can help to really maybe interpret Sirius's ancient wisdom, interpret your ancestral wisdom more, bring in more, you know what, I can do that. You know what, it's not impossible. Um, this is a time to really listen to Sirius. Really dive into the things that you can do in these areas of care and nurturing that can last, that 4 of Earth, that can last and have profound effects on your life and the life of the people that you share your life with. So, how can you utilize your intuition and ancestral knowledge to help you with what you need? You just have to ask, have to tap in, have to be willing to sit, have to be willing to listen, and more so, have to be willing to accept that what you are getting in return is meant for you and have faith in what you hear and how you can apply that into your life. Discernment, intuition, all of those things that we've been working on moon after moon, month after month, zodiac season after zodiac season. Really anchor for this moon into the waters of higher inner wisdom. All right. This is the point in the episode where I ask if you're finding value in this information here today. Hit the thumbs up, give me a heart, subscribe or follow, and explore our other content, including our brand new Twitchy Tuesdays live that we're going to be launching, where we are cleaning out the broom closet and doing the Twitchy tip of the week. That's where all of that can be found. Thank you so much for joining me today. May your days be filled with enchantment, your nights be guided by the stars, and your spirit forever be in tune with the cosmic dance. Keep those third eyes open, my fellow Twitchy seekers. Until next time, blessed be and stay twitchy.
In the cosmic dance, where stars align. time, Milani guides us through signs divine, astrology secrets in the night sky, revealed in her sessions where mysteries lie.